This feeling, this low-frequency hum beneath the surface of accomplishment, is not an individual failing. It is the signature of a fundamental misalignment. You have been told to strive, to climb, to achieve within a meticulously constructed framework, believing each choice was your own, each ascent a testament to your will. Yet, beneath the veneer of success, a deeper knowing whispers that something is profoundly off-kilter. This isn't burnout, nor is it a lack of gratitude. It is the soul's primal alarm, recognizing that the very ground you stand upon, the very air you breathe, has been invisibly engineered for an output that serves not your highest sovereign trajectory, but a legacy system. You are experiencing the pervasive undercurrent of unfulfillment, a sense of playing a role scripted by unseen hands, despite achieving conventional success. This isn't a flaw in your ambition, but a symptom of an architecture that was never designed for your freedom. This architecture, this inherited system, is so pervasive precisely because it operates as your perceived reality. From the moment you drew breath into this constructed world, you were downloading pre-installed software. Your career path, the blueprint of your financial life, the very dynamics of your relationships. These were not blank slates awaiting your sovereign inscription. They arrived with manufacturer's defaults, hard-coded not for your optimal experience, but for their own systemic output. You were born into a pre-configured network, designed to generate compliance over genuine sovereignty, to value external validation above internal truth. We are discussing the default settings of your entire life system, chosen by institutions, not by you, to ensure you operate within predetermined parameters. And the subtle unease you feel, that is merely your deeper self attempting to reroute, sensing the invisible cage. The insidious nature of these defaults lies in their invisibility. They are not explicit commands, but operate as subconscious paradigms, shaping your very perception of what is possible, what is desirable, what is true. You are not aware of running manufacturer's code because it has been so deeply integrated that compliance feels like ambition. The desire for external validation, for the markers of success dictated by this system, feels like purpose. You pursue what you are told is valuable, climb the ladders presented to you, and attribute any lingering hollowness to personal deficiency or insufficient effort. The illusion is so complete that the thought of questioning the fundamental structure of the game itself rarely arises, because the rules are perceived as inherent laws of existence rather than engineered constraints. But the times are shifting, irrevocably so. The old world, the one that hard-coded these defaults for a linear, predictable existence, is now in active dissolution. We are at a critical evolutionary juncture, a quantum acceleration point, where the fabric of assumed reality is fraying at the edges. To cling to these outdated, inherited defaults in this new era is not merely to stagnate. It is to experience an exponential erosion of agency, a daily collapse of potential. The system that once offered a semblance of security, however constrained, can no longer sustain itself, much less you. Those who continue to run their manufacturer's code are not just falling behind. They are being actively pulled into irreversible obsolescence by the very currents of change that could otherwise carry them to unprecedented liberation. Your conditioned response, the legacy programming, compels you to search for solutions within the existing framework. You are taught to work harder, to optimize your actions, to seek new strategies, believing the problem lies in insufficient effort or external circumstances, perhaps a new technique or a fresh perspective within the familiar structure. Yet, this is precisely the trap. The true mechanism for liberation is not about building new features atop compromised foundations, nor is it about applying more effort to a system fundamentally misaligned with your sovereign blueprint. The architect of a new world does not simply patch existing code. They initiate a radical architectural purge. They do not add to a broken system. They perform a forensic audit of every core default, asking with surgical precision, Was this truly chosen by me? Or was this merely accepted as an unexamined truth? This forensic audit is not a gentle inquiry. It is a declaration of sovereign reclamation. It begins with the unflinching courage to deinstall every pre-programmed template that has silently dictated your trajectory. The act of identification alone, simply acknowledging these inherited defaults, is insufficient. Sovereignty is not a passive realization. It is forged in the ruthless decision to either consciously reinstall a default because it truly aligns with your highest self-authored future, or to irrevocably delete it from your core operating system. This is where the profound power lies, in the absolute uncompromising selection or deletion of what you allow to govern your reality, severing the invisible threads that tether you to an existence engineered for another's benefit. This architectural refoundation is the singular, non-negotiable path to true system mastery. It is the only route to generating genuine escape velocity from linear dependence, from the gravitational pull of compliance. When you meticulously deconstruct and then consciously reconstruct your core defaults, your relationship with time, your definition of legacy, the very patterns you recognize as reality, you are not merely improving your life. You are transforming your entire resource dynamic. This isn't about striving for more within the old confines. It is about activating a creative leverage that transmutes perceived limitations into infinite possibility, shaping a self-authored wealth that far transcends mere financial accumulation. You are not a user operating within a system. You are the system architect. The profound truth revealed is that your perceived constraints are merely the echoes of unexamined code, loops running on repeat because you have not yet chosen to terminate them. The very act of discerning between what was chosen for you and what you consciously choose for yourself in this moment becomes the fulcrum of your reality. This is not about fixing a problem. It is about remembering your inherent design authority. It is the shift from passively experiencing a world that is happening to you to actively commanding the broadcast frequency of the world you intend to collapse into existence. The answer you seek is not outside you, in some external hack or blueprint. It resides in the audacious courage to gaze unflinchingly at your own operational source code, to see the legacy programs for what they are, mere constructs, not immutable laws. The ultimate realization, the non-obvious answer, is that your most powerful tool is not a new strategy, but the sovereign delete key. The path to a self-authored future, to true escape velocity, begins not with building, but with the conscious and uncompromising dismantling of everything that was never truly yours. Are you ready to audit your deepest programming and reclaim the architecture of your destiny? Answer is that the very act of Nodi, consciously re-architecting your foundational defaults in this moment, is the unseen force, the invisible hand, pulling your entire timeline into an irreversible obsolescence. This is not merely stagnation. It is a daily exponential erosion of agency, a slow-motion surrender of your sovereign mandate. For the current evolutionary epoch does not permit stasis. It demands a system upgrade, immediate and absolute. Those who cling to inherited code, those still running the manufacturer's presets, will not find themselves merely falling behind. They will find their entire operating system rendered incompatible, irrelevant, unreadable by the emerging reality. The world is collapsing around them because their internal architecture cannot integrate the new frequency. It is a slow, quiet fade into a future that simply has no computational space for their unexamined past. The true architect does not simply add features to a system already compromised at its core. Such an act is a cosmetic flourish, a futile attempt to mask fundamental structural flaws. No, the sovereign act begins with a forensic audit, an unflinching descent into the source code of your lived experience. You must examine every single default you are currently running, your career trajectory, the unspoken financial blueprint that guides your worth, the patterns of your relationship dynamics, the very cadence of your days. And for each, you must pose a singular piercing question. Was this chosen with sovereign intent and full awareness, or was it merely accepted? Was it installed by design or absorbed by default? This inquiry, this radical self-interrogation, is the key. It is the first breath of true design. This audit is not a gentle stroll through memory. It is a surgical extraction. You will uncover programs running in the background you never knew were there, templates installed in childhood, societal algorithms embedded so deeply they feel like innate truths. You will recognize the echo of a parent's fear in your own financial hesitation. You will see the ghost of an institution's mandate in your own self-imposed limitations. This is the moment the illusion of external agency dissolves. This is where you witness, in excruciating detail, the exact architecture of your engineered compliance. It is here, in this stark clarity, that you apprehend quiet distortion, the specific frequencies you have been broadcasting, not from your authentic core, but from a library of inherited, unexamined programs, dictating the timeline be mirrored back to you. But identification alone, the mere naming of these inherited defaults, is an insufficient act. It is merely illumination. Sovereignty is not forged in awareness alone, but in the ruthless, unwavering decision that follows. For each default, once identified and exposed, you are presented with an undeniable choice. You must consciously reinstall it, affirming it as a true expression of your sovereign will, or you must irrevocably delete it, not merely discard it, but actively, permanently deinstall it from your operating system. This is the moment of reselection, the point where the future bifurcates. This is where you declare, without equivocation, that every line of code running within your system must now bear the stamp of your conscious authorship, or it will be purged. There is no middle ground, no compromise, no leaving the old, unwanted programs running in the background. This architectural refoundation is not an option. It is a mandate. It is the singular, non-negotiable path to true system mastery. The only way to generate genuine escape velocity from linear dependence and the engineered compliance it demands. For when you deinstall the legacy programming, when you cease broadcasting those old unchosen frequencies, the mirrors of your reality cannot help but reflect a new truth. Your resource dynamics transform not through brute force, but through creative leverage. Your reality shifts from something happening, I tell you, to something being authored, I by you, through the precise and conscious holding of your desired frequency signature. This is the alchemical process, the sovereign synthesis that transmutes inherited limitation into self-authored wealth. This is the architecture of a freedom you have always sensed was your birthright, yet perhaps never truly understood how to claim. The world you inhabit, the opportunities that present themselves, the very resources that flow into your experience, these are not random occurrences, nor are they dictated by some external, benevolent, or punitive force. They are direct manifestations, precise reflections of the default settings you are running, consciously or unconsciously. To continue operating from an unexamined foundation is to willingly accept a default fate, to allow the algorithms of obsolescence to dictate your sovereign potential. But to refound, to consciously reinstall or delete every inherited program, is to seize the master controls. It is to step into the identity you were always meant to embody, that of the system architect of your own existence. The key, then, is not merely to understand this. The key is to begin, to commence the audit, to look with absolute resolve at the source code of your life and demand of every single line, of every inherited setting, that it answer to the sovereign mandate of your truest self. This journey, this re-architecture, is the only path. It is the only way to transform the world you are in into the world you select, not by force, but by the undeniable resonance of your fully authored truth. You are not a user. You are the architect. Begin. The framework awaits its master.